20 years ago, 42% of Americans regularly attended religious services, according to Gallup. A decade ago, that number fell to 38%, and this year, it's just 30%. Clearly, any place of worship would struggle in this climate. But First Covenant, St. Paul in the city's east side, has not only survived, it has thrived, celebrating its 150th anniversary this year. And as Carla Holt reports, the secret may lie in its commitment to lifting the voices of its entire community.
Pastors often call Sunday the Lord's Day. But the congregation inside the brick building on the corner of Hyacinth and Arcade
We've gathered here today to celebrate this rich history.
Considers every day divine.
I would say this has always been a church of mission. Literally every corner of our property, inside our building, all of it is being used 7 days a week.
Ann Vining has served as senior pastor of First Covenant St. Paul for the last 22 years.
We started as a church of predominantly Swedish immigrants.
A drop in the bucket for a church that has woven into its own fabric
Vietnamese, Hmong.
the threads of the East Side community since 1874.
We were an immigrant community 150 years ago, and we still are today. We've found that our mission and our ministry really can be in this community.
And today, Pastor Ann and her church practice what they preach by finding partners in their mission, from the Fruit of the Vine food shelf to a community garden,
It's run by Urban Roots.
to an organization serving families,
Family Values is putting on a backpack event.
to shelter for those seeking a safe haven,
It's now a home for asylum seekers.
to even a relationship with St. Paul Public Schools.
For 15 years, we put on these musicals with our neighborhood schools. Our schools have so valued us bringing in the arts in a time when so many of our schools are having to cut the arts.
And that Lord's Day, that's testament to the church mission, too.
He is called to vocational ministry.
As the day moves from a service for First Covenant to worship for Hispanic, Hmong, and Haitian churches. Every day, an opportunity for this congregation to come together.
Babesh, 60 years.
Isabel Patrick Pacheco, 13 years.
Dejoy Mitchell, 11 years.
With every perspective,
Everybody here is just really kind and loving.
brightening the fabric of First Covenant.
Knowing that there is a desire to be that multicultural church is really hopeful.
And you're standing on the shoulders of thousands of people. We did not have to go to the mission field. The mission field has come to us.
A mission with a milestone that more than merits a celebration. Which is why this service honored every church era, every church partnership,
So we want to thank you.
even as the church prepares for another change.
Great sadness, and yet peace that it's the right thing.
In days, the very leader who forged those First Covenant connections will herself answer a new calling.
I just feel like it's time for me to pass that baton on to that next generation.
But in a Christian church of so many generations, Pastor Ann again chooses to believe.
God's love is here.
Every day of this 150-year-old mission will offer a wholly new opportunity to welcome with love.
We feel strongly that we're called to welcome all people.
Pastor Ann would be the first to credit her team and congregation for their outreach in the East Side and overseas. And that would include both those who've recently discovered the church and families who are now in their 5th generation. Full disclosure, mine is one of those families. My great-grandparents on both the Holt and Olson sides, my grandpa and grandma, my dad and his siblings, my sisters, cousins, and I. And now our children have all attended this church. But again, the multi-generation families are far from alone in making this church unique. In fact, most of us believe the church's value of welcoming its newest members in the community and, of course, in the congregation has always been the key to both its survival and, honestly, its strength.
Yeah, I love, love, love multi-generations at one church.
Yes.
It's really special.
It is special.
Blessed to have that, for sure.
I know, we're
Yeah.
pretty grateful. It's
Thank
a
you for
gem.
sharing the story.
Eastside St. Paul, it's a community that really deserves that attention and that spotlight.
Yeah, my mom and dad are both from the east side
There
too.
you go.
I know.
Another East Sider.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Thank
Kind
you,
of fun
Carla.
stuff.
You bet.